Hey everyone, so in today's video I wanted to do a quick first impressions video as well as a demo of the new Accomplice concealer and touch-up pen from Marc Jacobs. This recently launched to the Sephora website for Rouge members, so I decided to pick it up. I was interested in this product definitely as a very quick touch-up concealer product that I can just apply very quickly to the skin and be out the door. I really do like quick makeup, and especially as I get older, though I love taking time out of my day and sitting down and doing the full shebang with my makeup, I really do like products that are quick and easy to use, very dependable. So if this first impressions and demo ends up being helpful, definitely make sure to give the video a thumbs up. That always helps me out. And subscribe because I would love to have you back on my channel, and we will jump right in. So I have the shade Fair 16. There's 17 shades in this line. Not the best, not the worst shade range for this one. As I mentioned before, this is a stick concealer. I haven't had the best of luck with stick concealers in the past, but leave it up to Marc Jacobs to make a formula super creamy and easy to blend, because I do feel like this is a very, very creamy formula. It reminds me actually a little bit of the NARS Soft Matte Concealer that they recently came out with a couple of years ago. It really is an effortless glide onto the skin if you do use it straight from the actual pen. I personally never really do that because I like to control how much I'm putting on my skin, and with fingers that's definitely a lot easier. So I'll jump into the demo so you can see how it applied to my skin today. The first layer to me was a little bit more sheer than I would typically expect from this sort of product, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't really like when a concealer goes in super full coverage right away. This definitely is a more buildable concealer. One thing that I did notice though is that though this is such a creamy product, and maybe because of that, I did feel like when I would tap in the product with my fingers, it's a little bit of a strange experience, because if you want to pat it into the skin and really make it become one with your skin and really blend it in that way, it makes it so the coverage becomes inconsistent because you're taking away product in certain areas. So that was one thing that I didn't like about the product, and it would be something that you would have to play around with a little bit more. When I did use it on my cheeks earlier, I kind of wanted to brighten up this area a little bit because under the eyes looks a little bit bright. So I added a little bit into here, and if you're into like a very velvety look on your skin, you like full coverage, I feel like something like this, if you want a very flawless look all over the face, not that you would use this all over your face, but if you're kind of on the go to throw something like this in your purse and use it when any sort of pigmentation starts to shine through, I think this would be very useful. But personally for me, with my dry skin, I wasn't really astounded at the way that it looks under my eyes. Personally, I feel like it does look a little bit dry, and because it kind of picks up on itself, at least with the way I like to do my makeup, I do feel like that is a drawback. Now, I will say that it has set down like the tiniest bit. I did not set my eyes with any powder. It does look a little bit drier than I would like. The formula, though it's very creamy, it applies very well. Formula in theory is nice. I do feel like it is a little bit too dry, specifically for under my eyes. Now, something like this, I feel like would work a lot better around the face, but even on my cheeks in here, where it's not like it's super textured in that area, I do still feel like it didn't look the absolute best. So I would say if you have very dry skin like I do, maybe pass on this one. But again, if you like a really full coverage look and you're looking for a concealer to kind of throw in your bag and give you a very velvety look to your skin, this might be something that you like. I would say that this is about a medium coverage. Now I want to zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see how the product has set down on my skin. For how creamy the formula is, it's nice that there's not a lot of creasing, but I don't know if you can see right there how there's like a very clear mark of coverage that has kind of changed any of the kind of scaliness that I naturally have in that area. So again, you can kind of try and pat that in. Here, I also use the product. Doesn't look too particularly dry in my opinion. So I think on the actual face, it's much better suited. So as I mentioned before, I do feel like this is great if you enjoy a concealer in this fashion. If you're looking for something very velvety and a little bit luxe, I don't think that it's a terrible product, but for the money that you pay for it, I'm not seeing anything too special about it. But one thing for me, if I want a touch-up product, I would prefer the touch-up product to be a little bit more hydrating, because as the day goes on, my skin gets drier personally. So I would rather the product be a little bit more hydrating than looking a little bit scaly. Now, I don't think that this is like a super drying product, but on my skin, it's just not looking great. It's making it look a little bit more textured than I would like. So anyway, I hope that this first impressions and was helpful. And if it was, definitely make sure to give the video a thumbs up. That always helps me out. And I hope that you will subscribe. Definitely follow me on Instagram too. I'm on there always talking about beauty and makeup. I'll leave my Instagram handle down below, and I will hopefully see you in my next one.